November 1923, Hitler tried to take advantage of hyperinflation. He was trying to launch a revolution. This would be later known as the Munich Pustch. But poor planning and misjudgment led to the subsequent imprisonment of Adolf Hitler, which deemed this as a failure for the Nazi Party. By 1923, the Nazi Party had 55,000 members. It was stronger than ever before. The Weimar Republic was in trouble because of hyperinflation. In 1923, the Weimar Republic called off the general strike, and German nationalists were furious with the Weimar Republic. During the push, Hitler thought that he would be helped by Bavaria. Hitler had a huge army of SA members, but he knew he would lose them if he didn't give them something to do. Hitler hoped to become like Mussolini, who in 1922 became the first fascist when he marched on Rome. In 1923, the people of Germany had different ideas of how they wanted the government to run. The states had different ideologies, and it affected how the areas were run. In Munich, the capital of Bavaria, the population was mainly Catholic and very traditional. This meant that they didn't like the Weimar Republic. Hitler plotted with two politicians, Kahr and Lassalle. This was going to start the Munich Putsch. Hitler gathered the SA and told them to be ready to rebel. But Kahr and Lassalle betrayed Hitler. Hitler had 3,000 troops ready to fight. Hitler and about 600 SA on November 8, 1923, burst into a beer hall. They were trying to force Kahr and Lassalle to continue on with the revolution. They waved a GUN in their faces and then let them go. The push allowed them to take over the army headquarters and the local newspaper. The next day they marched Munich and thought they would have a triumphant victory. However, Kahr called the police, so Hitler had to flee. This took 16 members of the SA's lives. Hitler was arrested 2 days later. The Nazi Party's short-term failure was that they couldn't publicly speak until 1927. Hitler was sentenced to 5 years in prison but was tried for high treason. He was sentenced in April and was out by December, and this is where he wrote Mein Kampf, which gave millions of Germans access to his rhetoric. The fact that a judge was so lenient with Hitler meant that the court had sympathy for what Hitler tried to do. Hitler realized that revolution wouldn't work, that he would have to use democratic means to take on leadership. He reorganized the party to take part in elections. This is sourced from BBC with a high media bias fact check. Follow, like, comment, bookmark, and repost for more.